All right, man, torture talk, 12 o'clock. Know what it is, man, 12 o'clock show. Hey, man, how y'all doing? How y'all doing out there? I hope everybody's good. 12 o'clock, I hope y'all going on your lunch break, getting you something real good. I recently had me a chopped cheese. I don't know if y'all ever had a chopped cheese. I was in Brooklyn. Yes, the king was in Brooklyn. And I had got me a chopped cheese. So if anybody on this channel has never had a chopped cheese, you are missing out. That's one of the greatest sandwiches ever created. I could tell y'all how to do it, but I'm not going to tell y'all right now. I'll tell y'all at the end about the chopped cheese. So anyway, today's episode, we're going to be talking about Drake. The Super Bowl is almost here, and what we will expect from Kendrick and what UMG has put in place for Drake to stop his madness. So before I get into that, you know I got to get my legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, look like I'm a savior, right? If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the hidden gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 25,000. I will be giving away a nice size cash prize. So make sure if you're the 25,000 subscriber, hit and put it in there. I'm 25,000. And yes, you will get a nice cash prize as long as you put your Cash App. Hey, man, King of the North, you know what it is. Let me know what kingdom you from, and I'm not going to forget that chopped cheese at the end, trust me. So look, let's get to it, man. Let's do it. Yeah, somebody had said to me earlier before I start this, they said, how do you stay so positive doing this? Because one of my boys, he has a podcast, and he hates the comment section. And he says, how do you stay so positive when people talk? I said, listen, it's one thing you have to understand in this podcast world is everybody's going to have a difference of an opinion. As long as you understand that, you will always understand everything. Everybody ain't always going to agree with you. Some people are actually going to be upset with you. And you're going to be upset with some people. But you have to understand, keep your composure and always learn how to agree to disagree. That's it. And everything will be fine. So I just had to put that out there. And also spread love, not war. You know what it is.
Now, currently with Drake, as we are getting even closer to witnessing one of the biggest moments in hip-hop history with the Super Bowl, and both for Kendrick Lamar and Drake, things have never been getting better or worse. For Drake's place in all of this, while he is already freaking out about the fact that Not Like Us is seemingly gonna play at the Super Bowl, which now the NFL has doubled down on themselves. Beyond just the record that has ruined Drake's career playing in front of one of the biggest audiences you can ever put anything in the face of, when it comes to Drake's lawsuit with his label and everything he has been doing there, which has created a whole other entire mess for him, what's now more than clear is that Drake is really taking on way more than he could ever handle, because while some of his fans have tried to push the narrative that the claims he was making about Not Like Us would scare the industry and help him get his way so they can avoid any sort of controversy, what we are finding out now is this couldn't be further from the truth, is in response to his death.
All right, so I'm going to say this. I'm very, very, very happy for Kendrick Lamar. And I also want to say that Kendrick Lamar he's always been a successful artist. I think that I never seen somebody already successful reach another level of success. Because let me be honest with y'all. Kendrick Lamar did not need Not Like Us. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. He didn't need this battle. He didn't need Not Like Us. He is already elite. He was considered the greatest rapper of all time, or even number 2, before the battle. So it doesn't matter that this battle happened. He still had 17 Grammys. He still had #1 hits. He still had #1 albums, platinum records. He still had classic albums. This, to be honest with you, And it's going to sound crazy, but this is like the cherry on top. You know what I'm saying? So him doing a Super Bowl and then doing the stadium thing, I gotta say I'm very impressed because his career went from this to this. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing to see. It's amazing to see.
Claims which are all centered around the success of Not Like Us, UMG has responded to him with not just a statement this time or some simple action, but for his 81 pages, they handed him 144 pages of information that are beginning to not just prove his claims to be beyond pathetic even on the highest level possible, but it's showcasing that UMG no longer believes in the future of Drake's career, and with the choices he has made, they are ready for it to be over as well as the rest of us. And now before we go any further into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake, after becoming the laughingstock in hip-hop because with all these moves he has made to file paperwork in response to losing a rap beef, he has just lost the respect of everyone because of course this is the most anti-hip-hop thing you could ever do, as it dispels what this.
And you know the crazy thing is, I think the longer this goes on, the worse it is for him. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people are reserving their feelings about Drake. I'll be honest with y'all. Look at that Adam's apple. Wow, big ass Adam's apple. A lot of people are reserving their feelings about Drake and this whole situation because they don't want to jump the gun. And to be honest with you, a lot of people want to see him fail. They do, but they don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Genre represents in its very essence, now beyond just not being respected by his peers and the people themselves. When it comes to the one group that Drake has been trying to win over with all of these ridiculous claims, which has been the higher-ups and the suits, even they are beginning to laugh him out of the room like we have never seen, because with what UMG has now responded to Drake with, they have shown that despite everything he thinks and how he has believed that even after losing in hip-hop, there is still something he can run to in an attempt to change the reality of what we have all seen.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We're witnessing the fall of one of the most successful artists of all time. And the fall has taken that y'all realize that Drake has dropped about 17, 18 songs and nothing is sticking. Like, that lets you know that he need that machine behind him, bro. He really does. He hasn't done anything. I don't know why I'm looking up, like, trying to think. He hasn't done anything of any significance that I can say that this is the one. Ever since Not Like Us, he hasn't done anything. And we're talking about Drake. He's supposed to be the biggest artist in the world. He hasn't done nothing. I know a lot of people still saying, well, you got to understand, he's still streaming more than anybody. He's still doing his thing. It's like, that's what y'all holding on to. But the crazy thing is, everybody that says that he's still streaming more than anybody, those songs y'all don't even listen to. Y'all don't even listen to those songs. So how you even say, it's like, I can see if you saying, yeah, he streams more than anybody. I listen to him every day. You don't even listen to him. You don't listen to him no more.
He is bound to lose in this situation in an unprecedented fashion, because in this lengthy counterclaim UMG sent out to Drake's second pending suit, which is accusing Not Like Us and his label of defamation by the Code of Texas, beyond any back and forths or claims that are pulling at nothing, Drake is now being dismantled by nothing but pure hard facts to prove that every single claim of what he is saying is wrong. And beyond just Drake being on the losing side of this thing, they are starting to paint the picture that Drake is deliberately trying to push a false narrative and manipulate the system all for his own gain. Which, even if you're trying to do this to save your reputation and career, by purposefully presenting information this way, it can get Drake into even more trouble than any of us have ever thought. And really, what's so shocking is that with this specific case Drake is in here, which this is the one with his label that is coming from Texas,
bro, this nigga house is crazy, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all. His house is crazy. His house is crazy, bro. Like, my thing is, right? Here's my thing, right? I could never imagine having that much money. Honestly, I probably would just stay in the same house. If I ever become, wealthy, and don't try to roll up on me because I got pistols in here. Trust and believe that. But I could never do that. I don't know. I don't know if I could spend the money on putting a basketball court in my house. I just don't think I could do that. But this house is amazing. I ain't gonna lie. Very, very nice house. Well, mansion. I know that I get in the comments, be like, it's not a house, it's a mansion. Let me be clear. Mansion. Oh, man.
This one is starting to look even worse for Drake, as his attempt to lie to everyone and try to do whatever he can to validate what pretty much is his own fiction is really starting to crumble before his own eyes, because with what Drake is trying to do by calling his label out here in Texas specifically, it really is a new low for him, because first off, he is trying to use the fact that he is now a resident of Texas, which is something he seemingly did and revealed this summer in preparation of pushing this narrative, so that first off, he is not just going against his label as Drake the rapper and celebrity, but that's so he can try and frame himself as Aubrey Graham, who is just a regular person when he is here. And this in of itself is some shady crazy stuff, and when we see that
yo, that's crazy. So he filed a suit in Texas, right? The petition in Texas basically saying like, whoa, I am an artist, but I'm filing as Aubrey Graham. So Aubrey Graham was the one who got assaulted verbally. Bro. He might get it off too, because Kendrick definitely said his name in Meet the Grams, but that's crazy, bro. Oh my God.
Drake seemingly did plant the seed for this months ago, as he tried to prove that he has a bigger footprint in this place than he actually ever has had. It just shows that while he was releasing more lazy and sloppy music all this time, he was planning something, although it was a lot more embarrassing for his rap career than any of us could have ever expected. But beyond just that, in the greater sense, and what's most important here is that Drake has been trying to position himself as a regular person here to again frame this song and its effects in a different light, which is once again showing that even when we are beyond rap and petty antics, he is still doing anything he can to manipulate higher powers and systems way more than most people would ever even try and think of. Even this measure he took here, which he seemingly thought he was genius by posting on his Instagram so cryptically, has now worked against his favor as well. Because before UMG even goes into how Drake manipulated all of this to play out here, they instead approach this entire case Drake is trying to build by using the exact same code he wants this thing to fall under, and really just working against Drake more than anything else. They then use Drake's own playing field against him, as with all of the claims Drake is trying to make about UMG and Not Like Us, they have seemingly countered Drake and told him that if he goes any further, he will lose this thing because Drake has violated an actual act that Texas citizens are supposed to follow, which of course is right on the head of what Drake is trying to do in the first place. And it's really just
damn. See, the thing is, you can't play around with these record labels, man. They've been doing this for so long. They've been cheating you niggas for so long. And they know what they doing, bro. I'm telling you, they ain't no loophole that they ain't figured out. I'm telling you, they know all this, bro. Trust and believe. I think the last person who got over on the record label was actually two people, was Michael Jackson and Prince, and we know what happened. But I'm just saying, man, this is out of control, man. Like Drake, bro, you really out here doing all this, bro. This is not going to fare well for you, man. This is going to be farewell for you. I'm telling you, you just got it. I don't know, man.
So telling about where the time we are at, that even when Drake was trying to push all these claims and thought that with lining up multiple suits against his label, that because of the different angles he was playing, at least one of them was going to work, that with this case, which Drake thought he clearly would be able to play a more sympathetic angle from, and he is seemingly trying to make bigger because he has not dismissed it yet and is still waiting for it to move forward, the label that made him a star has now picked apart his claims and has submitted official documents that just melt down the cases he is trying to make and ultimately showcase that on the highest level you can possibly express in word, that Drake's character really is twisted and that he is now just trying to take away the ability for free expression because of his own frustration about what happened. And really making things even worse for Drake, as his label also pointed out that he has no proof whatsoever of them doing anything to make Not Like Us an even bigger hit record than it was that didn't just occur naturally. Altogether now, with everything they have put against Drake, they have managed to put into paperwork what the people all say, which is that these claims about Not Like Us having so much success and such an effect on his career just sounds like nothing more than someone whining. And again, knowing the context of everything, which has also been laid out by them, is his label doesn't just...
Bro, I'm telling y'all now, if this case gets dismissed, bro, oh man, bro, it's gonna be real bad for him. It's already bad for Drake. A lot of y'all don't want to admit it, but it's already bad for him. It's already bad for him. A lot of y'all, I know a lot of y'all hate to hear that. It's already bad for him already. It really is.
Understand how hip-hop culture perceives rap beef, but also how the rules have worked. And even more detrimental to his case, how Drake himself has been a part of these same issues in the past, and even on the other end, which ultimately shows that he has benefited from doing the same thing Not Like Us did. Overall now, with the way Drake's label is responding, they are now coming at Drake from every single approach possible, and painting him out to be an absolute hypocrite who really is just emotional that he lost the most watched lyrical back and forth of all time. And I mean, really with what they are doing, they are 100% right. And now beyond just everyone siding with the record label, which in of itself just shows how far gone Drake is and how wrong he really has been with this entire thing, the fact that beyond back and forths and what we all think, that we are now seeing the groundwork be built up, which is officially painting Drake out to be someone who is foolish enough to try and lie and manipulate the system in his favor on the highest level possible when it comes to proving what is true and what is not. Overall, as we see Drake's label go back and forth with him in this case, and also with his suit in New York, and whatever else he may do in the future, because we don't know what else he has up his sleeve. Going forward, keep your eye on this exact angle and how all these violations Drake is committing are gonna build up on one another more and more, and end up just creating a picture of him that, beyond just being a loser in rap beef or even being a musician who has fallen off, is just gonna make him look like an awful person who is a serious liar and who is willing.
He said it's gonna make him look like an awful person. I don't think Drake cares about looking like an awful person. I don't think he cares. I actually think that Drake thrives off being an awful person. I think he likes this. You know what I mean? I think he likes this narcissistic type of behavior that he does. You know what I'm saying? I also believe that we have come to the end of Drake's run. Even if Drake was to come out with another hit, I just don't think that people are going to really care. He hasn't done anything for the last year outside of Family Matters that really is something that people is going to like. Also, I think music has changed. I think that if he doesn't come out with something that is refreshing and new, nobody's going to really care. And the people who got around him, the writers he got around him, I think that they don't have any new ideas. I think that they kind of tapped out. You know what I'm saying? I think Kendrick has really changed the landscape of hip hop. And it's a lot of hip hop artists, they kind of struggling right now because of it. You know what I'm saying?
To twist the words and truth of the matter in any way he can, as long as it involves his own gain. Because with his label starting to use actual codes and practices to both prove that Drake's claims are not just false in what they are saying, but that he is now actually violating the rights everyone has when it comes to how they choose to express themselves. I mean, Drake asked for this, but he is now in some nasty territory, and this is only going to get a lot worse for Drake, as beyond hip-hop and the music industry, people are going to look at him everywhere as someone who does not respect the fundamental rights we have to express themselves. And really, in this system and in this era where, more importantly, when there's a situation like this, it is vital to build an image of a person who is in question and what their motives may be, as this entire situation gets bigger and we see more and more go down. Just wait and see how this exact angle is going to get expanded on, and it's going to ultimately build Drake into a figure who is more disliked and disgraced than we ever thought losing a rap beef could make someone. And overall, as this is the reality we are facing, and as despite Drake only getting proven to be more of a liar every day, he has shown at this point that he is not going back on his claims and that he is going to see this thing through no matter where it goes. Well, what's clear is that Drake's entire career, legacy, and name are on the line, and as we enter a time where he is about to be in the public eye even more, both with this case, the Super Bowl, and everything centering around playing Not Like Us, and with a new album that he is seemingly teasing, well, altogether, things are going to get a lot more interesting as this only becomes a bigger story, but overall, from hip-hop to beyond. As Drake is now being proven to directly be someone who has planted all the things he did to try and build a false case, where he is just misreading reality to try and convince greater powers than any other rapper has ever brought in to help him. If his label is already going this far to expose him and break down these claims,
yeah, it's crazy how the label is doing all this. His own label. You know what I'm saying? And it's not because of the label hates Drake. It's because they're defending themselves, but they're putting it out there. It's crazy.
As things only get bigger and the consequences and stakes only get higher, we are ultimately going to see a lot more happen to him that is going to mark the end of everything he has stood for more than anything else ever will. And so now with all of that said, let me know, what do you think about Drake and how his label has responded to these claims he has made with...
Right. Yeah. I definitely think that the label, Drake's label, is doing what they have to do to put him in his place. I honestly don't understand why Drake just doesn't drop the suit and then just say, you know what, I'm gonna go independent. I don't know, maybe he has a obligation. Maybe he's doing this because he wants to get out of his contract. Maybe he has an obligation, but Kanye West is independent and he just surpassed Jay-Z as being the richest rapper in the world. Now, we could say, well, we don't know if he's a multi-billionaire, and he has $1 million in his account. His net worth is probably more now. I don't understand how. I have to look into that to see why, but I was just looking at something too about Drake's net worth. Hey Siri, what is Drake net worth? Hey Siri, what is Kendrick Lamar net worth? So this is crazy, right? Bro. So check this out, right? So Drake's net worth is 150 million. Guess what Kendrick Lamar net worth is? 140 million. So this is what I mean by the debunking of all of this nonsense that people be saying about Drake is so much bigger than Kendrick, right? His net worth is only $10 million more. Drake is 150 million. Kendrick is 140 million. So what are we arguing here? I mean, obviously it's $10 million. That's a lot of money. That's more money than what we got on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot. I wish my net worth was probably like 10,000. I wish my net worth was that. Really, I really do. 10 million. I'll take 10 million, sir. I'll take 10. I'll take 1. Like, for real. Oh man, but hey man. Oh, so I almost forgot. See? Almost forgot. Chopped cheese. Right? Start giving away some recipes. So look, you get yourself a roll, whether you want a Kaiser roll or whether you want a hero roll, right? Get yourself a long roll. You can sprinkle it with some garlic and paprika. Not garlic and paprika. Garlic and parsley. You know what I'm saying? Garlic and parsley. Then you sprinkle it with olive oil, right? Then you can either toast that or you don't have to toast it. Just put that on there. Then what you do is get yourself 2 hamburger patties. I recommend 80-20, but you can get, 75-30 or you can get 90-10, but I would recommend 80-20, right? And then you fry the burgers up, then you chop them up. Now, some people say you just use ground beef, but whatever. You could use ground beef or you could just salt and pepper on the ground beef. You know what I'm saying? And you put some American cheese, boom, 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 American cheese. And you can put some onions on it if you want. And then you take that bread, scoop it up. You know what I'm saying? Now you could also before you take the bread, you could put some mayonnaise, some ketchup on there, some lettuce and tomato. And then you close that sandwich up, wrap it up, cut it in half. That's a chopped cheese for you. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check it out in Brooklyn or in New York. Just go to the corner store, say, I want a chopped cheese. I mean, the Aki way or whatever you want to call it, but it's good. All right, man. So thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate y'all, man, for being here with me every day. Y'all my best part of the day. I'm telling you, I love y'all, man. I love y'all, even when y'all tearing me up in the comments. Yo, one girl said, bro, I ain't gonna say what she said. I'm just gonna say, it be hurting my heart in bed. I'd be like, Nah, I really don't. I just like to see that people are engaged, even if y'all say something, as long as y'all aren't talking crazy, but even if y'all say something that, to me, that is, encouraging, or, maybe I had a disagreement. You just say, I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. But thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. See y'all.